latest album, Blue Water Road. You know, I wanted to hear and feel, because I know you were influenced so much by, like, you know, Mary stuff and traditional R&B, and now as it has progressed and being an R&B artist in this time, I wanted to just get your feeling on the state of R&B and what your feeling just is in general.
I think that what the core and what the heart is of R&B is, you know, feeling and love and emotion, and that it's always evolved. You know, I think that the generation above the generation I looked up to were probably shocked when the generation that I looked up to came out, you know, and was like, what is this? This is so different. This is so new. And then, you know, we all came out, and the generation above me that I looked up to was like, this is so new. What is this? But through all the evolution, I think that the heart is consistent. I think that love songs are very much alive. I think, you know, people still love to be in love, and people still honor love greatly, and that shines through, you know, the music regardless. And I think that ties everything in. So no matter how much it evolves, I think that, you know, the heart is always in it, and that's the most important thing to me. So.
And so yourself as an R&B artist, what would you say, like, the most important pieces of advice to R&B artists that are afraid? So many people are afraid to be R&B artists now because they feel like the road is too rough, or, you know, it's like, you know, hip hop is so dominant that I think there's some people that kind of get scared off the track, that trajectory. You know, what gave you the courage, you know, to and it's time to just go and be doing something that, you know, that is like what I call like your R&B is like, you know, real R&B, like you really sing. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the controversial things. But I'm cool with people that can't all the way sing doing it, as long as they have the feeling. But you really, really, really sing.
Thank you. Like, a huge compliment coming from you.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes the fear is misplaced. I think that sometimes people misplace kind of like what they're really feeling, the feeling of like wanting to evolve and grow and try all the things that they've listened to. You know, I think a lot of us listen to so many things outside of R&B that we have this big like catalog we want to dip into of like things we want to try, you know. And oftentimes, because there's this box that I think gets, you know, put around it, that people kind of feel like, you know, I can't call myself R&B because I'm trying to incorporate all these other beautiful things that, you know, I really like listening to and want to try. But I feel like it's still at the core R&B, and I feel like to keep putting it in this box is limiting, you know, all the beautiful things we've yet to discover, because hip hop has gotten to grow so much. Hip hop is growing, you know, rock is growing, pop is growing, electronic music is growing. But for some reason, we don't let R&B kind of explore and grow in this really beautiful way. And R&B is so far from dead, you know, so to be afraid of being, you know, categorized, oh, that's my daughter. To be afraid of being categorized as an R&B artist is kind of just like a fear that doesn't have to exist, because we have so much love and so much support. You know, there has been R&B songs that just take the world by storm and people love it. You know, we've got the Money Long song and Summer and SZA and me and all these beautiful people that are Janae. Like, there's so many. And then there's all this experimental R&B that's so cool. So I just think, like, it's nothing to be afraid of. It's something to embrace. I mean, we gave the world love in so many times when it was needed. You know, we gave the world understanding of heartbreak and understanding of, you know, energy and feeling and joy. So, you know, to me, it's the greatest thing. It's the greatest thing that you could do.
So I wanted to talk about, last thing I wanted to talk to you about is like vulnerability. One of the things that I feel that we need to inject more of is vulnerability in R&B. Do you feel like that's an important part of your music and an important part of that you need to have vulnerability for R&B?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is what R&B is. You know, I mean, I think that's what makes it so separate, is it was the, you know, the songs that our moms, you know, clean the house to. This is songs that if you didn't feel like you could be vulnerable, it's the song that grown men, you know, cry to in the club. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? It is the
Exactly.
song that it is the thing that no matter how tough you think you are, the song comes on, the R&B song comes on, and everybody's like, "Oh, my chest, my heart." You know what I mean? So I think if you don't have that conviction and you don't have that, vulnerability in it, then that's the only thing to me that makes it, 100% R&B is like just that passion and that feeling and being honest, and people in R&B are so honest.
Yes.
There is even that perspective nowadays, like I'm not being the best person and I messed up, and like it isn't just like, oh, you got
Yeah.
me messed up and you weren't in love with me. It's like it's very honest, like I be messing up too, R&B. So I think that that vulnerability is there and it's
Yeah.
important. Yeah. So
Yeah. Without a doubt. I want to hit this real quick.
oh, this song.
So we want everybody to make sure to go listen to the album.
You. There was never pressure. Easy as I want to. There's just no one better. You think it's calculated. Baby, I'm just not that clever.
Also, I have Kalani on my new album with a duet with Ty Dolla, and I'm
Very
saying
excited.
at least, yeah, some of your best and greatest vocals. I remember when I first heard you with Cool and Dre. Dre put me on when I was in Miami before you even had got a deal, and I was like listening to your stuff, and
That's amazing.
I'm so proud of you. You just continue to grow as an artist. You have one of my most favorite voices, and
Thank
I
you.
know you're busy. I know you're on tour. I know you're about to go and do your show Kill 'Em tonight. And thank you
Thank
for being
you.
a part of the conversation. And thank you for making sure that R&B is alive, because R&B is not dead, thanks to artists like yourself.
Thank you. I appreciate that. This is a huge deal and a huge compliment. So I appreciate you always.
No
Thank you
doubt.
for having me.
Love, baby. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Peace.